Hey everybody, welcome back to Papa's Happy Place. Over the last several episodes, I've been doing a Sauergut series, and over these next several episodes, I'm gonna be doing some experimentation on some beers. The three beers I'm going to do, the three beers that I chose are Altbier, a Festbier, and a Schwarzbier. And the reasons this episode's about Festbier, and the reason I chose the Festbier is it's not quite as roasty as the Schwarzbier. This is more malty. This is more just about the malt and that sweetness in that malt. It's not like an alt beer that's a complex kind of. It's very simple. And that's what I wanted. I wanted something that Sauergut could not hide behind. I just want to have a simple, malt-forward, straight-out beer that I can test with my Sauergut and see if that works for me. And on the final episode, I'm going to be comparing these, having a contest per se, and to see which one I think's the best, or maybe one of them's a little better and not that. They're all going to be a little different. See which one probably would be the best to use my Sauergut. So let's do some experiments and let's test and see what this tastes like. Let's get past the intro. Let's go. Now, Festbier is a really interesting beer to bring into this contest. It's just malts, no hops, not that hop forward that's going to hide it. It's not that roast that's going to bury it. It's something that I can, what's that Sauergut going to taste like in this beer? So that's what I went for. I went for something that's going to give me that really malty, in a German way, profile. And I wanted to see what kind of difference I'd have there. Sauergut's doing something in the background. This beer is the kind of beer that's going to showcase. It's very subtle. It's very, you'd be able to tell the difference. So this is where we're going with I want to check this beer with the subtlety. I want to see what the difference is in the roast. I want to see what the complexities are, how it works in those complexities like an alt beer. So this is how I made the beer. Something I noticed when I was editing this video was all my numbers were off. So I then went back and realized this was a 9-gallon batch. Now I pulled 2 gallons from what I fermented for a different experiment I'm doing. So the numbers here are for a 9-gallon batch. You'll see what it later on, but the experiment's up here, top secret, can't tell anybody. It's all different. But let's get back to the beer. So this beer, first thing I did was I brought 10.5 gallons of water up to temp in my brewing bag setup. Then I added my salts. The salts on this, I went for a Vienna style and I added the salts to my reverse osmosis water. I added 10.8 grams of calcium chloride, 6.4 grams of Epsom salt, 11.6 grams of gypsum, and I didn't add any calcium carbonate on this. I did a single mash with the mash out on this one at 152 degrees. So I brought my water up to 162 degrees before I added my grains. Again, a simple malt profile. I didn't want to get crazy this one. So it's pretty basic. I wanted to start with, I had 14 pounds, 3 ounces of Breeze two-row. But I think any old two-row would work. I had 3 pounds, 4 ounces of a Vienna malt. Give me a little bit of that sweetness. And then I had 10 ounces of melanoid malt. That's a little less than 4%. Okay, the grains on this, pretty base malts. I didn't want to get too complex with the malts on this. So I put together 14 pounds, 3 ounces of a two-row. I use Breeze. And that's right at 78, 79% of the malt bill. Then I put in 3 pounds, 4 ounces of a Vienna malt, which is right at 18% of the grain bill. And that gave me some sweetness, a little of that maltiness. I wanted to get a little more of that maltiness on this one. And then I used 10 ounces of melanoid malt to give me that decoction, the Maillards. I wanted to give some of that caramely with that malt. I wanted to have kind of a slight caramel to this, which that was 3.5%. Yeah, I mashed for 60 minutes before I brought it up to mash out at 169 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll have the Celsius on there too. Once I pulled my grains, drained them, exposed the bag real good so I could get as much of that out of it as I could, I ended up with 9.5 gallons of basically wort. To that, I added 3/4 of an ounce of Magnum at 30 minutes on the boil. It's a 60-minute boil, and I waited till 30 minutes to give me just a little bitterness, and I put some 3/4 ounces of Magnum at 11%. That gave me 13 IBUs, and right at 15 minutes of the boil, I added 1.5 ounces of Hallertau Mittelfrüh to give me just a little more bitterness, 7 IBUs, and to give me some of that German flavor aromas. I wanted some of that coming in. That came from my Hallertau Mittelfrüh. I also added a Whirlflock. It's supposed to be a clear beer, and I used some yeast nutrient. Then I cooled it down to about 80 degrees, and you're going 80 degrees. Yeah, I decided to ferment this one with Lutra, with the Kvike yeast. I don't have that great a temperature control in my system right now, so I need to ferment hot with a nice lager profile, and I can do that with Lutra. So I went with Lutra, and I did 2.2 liter starter. And I used OYL 071, which is Lutra Kvike. Fermentation on this went fine. I did primary, at 90 degrees in my fermenter, and I ferment under pressure, and I was at 15 psi. This one fermented out in a day and a half, guys. Bam, done. It was fermented out. I let it set a couple more days, real close there, but it landed right where it was supposed to. I brought it up to 93 in case there's any diacetyl, because I'm still trying to get some of those flavors from letting it sit a little while. I let it set for 93 for another few days. Then I did a partial cold crash, brought it down to 50 degrees, just with my circulation system, and held it there at 50 degrees for a couple days. And then I put it into my kegerator and let it set for a couple weeks. And so here we are. Let's see how this turned out, guys. Let's see how good this beer really is, and see if that Sauergut made a difference. Let's get out of here. What do we got there? Man, that's kind of a nice, right on the edge of being brown from the gold. That's a beautiful beer. Crystal clear. Yeah, I can see through that just very, very, it's not pin bright, but it's really nice and clear. Okay. That's what I wanted, guys. That's exactly what I was going for. So what do we got? Some smells here. Okay, I'm getting some sweetness, some maltiness. No hops, guys. I don't get, there might be a faint, very faint. It's so faint you can't hardly tell. All right, mouthfeel. Okay, it's medium, coat your tongue. Stays with you a sec. Yeah, it's not like a stout that really stays there. It coats your tongue, stays there, and then it's kind of going away. All right, flavor. This is what this whole thing is about. Let's see what we got here, guys. See if I get something from that. I get the malt. I get the malt from that. Getting a nice malty kind of a sweet, not to the cloying side of sweet, just a little sweetness. And that Lucha did really good too, guys. It's just crystal, it's clean. I'm not getting the yeast expression from this one. It's just a clean little sweetness. There's just a little something there, guys. It's subtle, very subtle, kind of a little. Just a little background hint of some sourness, but it's not sour. It's not like a punch you in the face, lip pucker sour right back here. No, just a teeny bit of that, probably that Sauergut, guys. It's just a little, kind of dulls that sweetness, just right on the edges. Makes it just a, oh, that's a beautiful beer, guys. That turned out so nice. So that's beer number 2. I think we did a good job. I think this is, Sauergut's actually kind of an interesting kind of a experiment here, guys. I'm not sure what I'm going to get when I do the Schwarz beer, but that one turned out really nice, and I can understand why the Germans are still sticking with the Sauergut, because it adds something that it's just knocking the edge off that sweetness, just adds a beautiful little something to it. Some complexity, something to it. So, wow. Fantastic, guys. All right. Thank you for visiting with me, and thanks for learning about this Sauergut with me. And let's experiment some more. I'm still into trying to learn about all these different beer styles. And gosh, there's so much to learn, guys. And it's a fun little experiment too, huh? So let's come back again here in a little bit, and I'll bring you the Schwarzbier and tell you what I think about it. Thanks for coming and visiting with me, guys. This is always fun for me. And if you like this kind of stuff, if this is interesting to you and you want to see more of it, make sure you like and subscribe. And I've got a Patreon too. And if you want to become a Patreon member, right now they're doing a, for a short time, you can become a Patreon for free, see if it's something you like. And I do just kind of behind the scenes stuff for Patreon members and people that want to learn what's going on back here and what I use for this and what I just kind of the stuff you don't get on the channel. So that's Patreon. And paid memberships. I also do the recipes and special things that I'll do for the paid memberships. So check out my Patreon too, guys. Again, thanks for coming back to Papa's Happy Place. And till next time, let's have some fun and let's do some experimenting.